Igbo bụ Igbo. Igbo bụ Igbo birikweni o. Ụtụtụ ọma, ihe ọma, mgbede ọma, depending your time zone. Anyị ya dịka echi. Maka na echi adịghị agwụ agwụ ka anyị na-agba ọ bụ na isonyebe. What are you waiting for? Click the like button, subscribe, comment, share. If anyị na-ekwu erughị na nke ikpeazụ a. If you are just coming across our channel for the very first time, this is Kelena TV. We are live and we are direct, bringing you the gospel of redemption like your doorstep. If I make common sense, the reason I brought name Marife. If I can Marife, Manon will leave in a shift for my kaka you not do. Very important. I just want to make common sense as always. It is going to be a quick one because the video is kind of a bit long, but not that long. Okwu Biafra, not being a member. I'm a content creator and political analyst. Anyị pụta na-ekwu okwu nwere onwe ahụ ụmụnne anyị na-ekwu based on law dị mma anyị, based on law bụ ihe ya weta udo, progress, prosperity na anịbe anyị. Some ụmụnne anyị na-asị, oh, why are you talking about IPOB? Why are you talking about Biafra? Why not look for another thing and talk? Hello. What I will play to you now is from somebody that is not even Igbo. Somebody that is not even a Nigerian, but he is a consigned citizen of Ghana. Ghana. Na-ekwu okwu ife na-eme n'obodo Bongo, mana mmụnwa asị onye Igbo chọzi ikwuzi okwu ihe Biafra. Ụmụ achịkọta ekwe na amapụtara eme nkwugheri. He is worried from Ghana. But what do you have among us? People that is comfortable, people that see no danger, people that is forming not to see, people that is forming not to hear, people that is forming and pretending that everything is well and right, but a foreigner from far away Ghana, and have danger, something that may happen in future. But I want to know now, I am for it. I not pretend as if all is normal. We keep lying to ourselves. We keep talking about unity. The reason I do unity, when conduct your kindred, conduct your countrymen, allow them to be, all that story. The reason, there is no unity anywhere. The reason oh, let us find how to live together. The truth is that we have never lived together before. We keep lying and they continue to deceive ourselves until and remember, these same people that voted against the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they know all this truth. They are pretending that all is well. They are pretending not to see it. They are pretending not to know that this dangerous diversity exists. They are pretending not to see that there is danger coming. But they prefer their money. They prefer their political party. They prefer their parties, their partisan politics more than the truth. They prefer their friends, their families, their money. They prefer their Nigeria more than the truth. And the Ghanaian has that truth to tell us. Let us go and listen to him. This is more reason why Nji Wenwe right ikwu okwu ihe banyere nwere onwe as onye Igbo, as a content creator. Mgbe somebody from far away Ghana ji ekwu ya, oluku zuzike. Zuzike. Listen to him. This is 11 minutes, 25 seconds video. It's not that long. Listen to him. He is from Ghana. Hear him.
The topic for this video is how shameless and problematic Nigeria is at this point. I first of all know you would want me to mind my business and talk about my own country, Ghana. But listen, I don't really care about...
Exactly the same thing on Agwam. Oh, a content creator. Why not go and create your content and leave Biafra struggle alone? Oh, you are not a freedom fighter. You are not a member of IPOB. You want to dictate to those that is a member. Ibo Luku. Complete Oluku Kebo. Complete man. Okwe no kai si weku ya. Ama me no kai si weku ya. Ayin say Ibo Oluku, na Ibo complete man. Let me take it back. I changed the setting. Can we get loud and clear? Hear him.
The topic for this video is how shameless and problematic Nigeria is at this point. I first of all know you would want me to mind my business and talk about my own country, Ghana. But listen,
the way they want me to mind my business and only talk another thing, not to talk about them. Ndi Okoko, he is sounding from Ghana, a voice of truth, a brother from another country. He saw danger coming, but those that rejected the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those that rejected the freedom of their own people because of ego and different and their political party and their political friends and their money, they did not see, they have not seen what this our brother have seen. They are pretending that all is well after seeing it. And this our brother is sounding warning from Ghana. He know, he will tell him, oh, talk only about Ghana. But he no send you. He will tell you the truth that tomorrow, when that he saw or say start happening, he will refer you to some of his broadcasts. Let's listen.
I don't really care about what you think. And if you haven't checked in my videos, I talk more about my country than any other on this platform. But at this point, it's not just silly and problematic how miserable Nigeria is. It's becoming for all of West Africa. And if you feel agitated already...
And Mazeba Kuoku, dangerous diversity. Onyana le Kuoku, how problematic Nigeria and its population day. Number one in Agatana. Then Mazeba Kue, no Bodobongo, Yemesia, is in Obodobongo, name sport. Then may be obodo to other countries. Another voice of truth is sounding from Ghana. Continue to listen.
Already for my choice of words, wait and hear the rest of all I have to say. Let's get into it. Nigeria's population is a national security threat to every neighboring and West African country. As of...
He is worried because now population unko Obodobongo bo a threat to other African neighboring countries. He is worried as a Ghanaian, but I am one Bongolians. I am one as Bongolians, including our politicians. They are comfortable with it. But he is worried. But we are comfortable. We, now leave it like that. Let us find how to live together. This one Nigeria, the unity is settled, the sacrosanct. But a brother is worried from Ghana. Listen.
Of March this year, Nigeria's population is more than half the total population of West African countries. More than half. This means on any given day, the influx of Nigerian citizens to any West African country will easily swallow up the entire local...
He is worried the influx of Bongolians, Nobodondiozo, can actually swallow up the total population of that Obodo Habayarenemia. And he is now worried. He is not comfortable. Maka this influx, ndị na-emebi obodo ọ nakwa n'ife Maazị Ekpa kọwara na obodo Bongo ji emesịa na-eme export ndị na-emebi obodo to other countries, and he is worried because of the population, because of the influx of Bongolians, other African nation, that it will be very easy for populations, the influx of Bongolians l'obodo ọbụla can easily swallow up the indigenous population. Continue to listen.
Local population. This is why every country in West Africa needs to have a say in what goes on in Nigeria on the backdrop of the fact that they like to travel, ladies and gentlemen. They like...
Not that we like to travel. Prefer travel. Just like I want to now. Somebody have that, oh, we like to travel, but they forgot to tell you the secret or the truth behind that we like to travel. We like to travel, Rapo Anebai, Jebe Lagos, because eba ke enwere federal presence. Eba ke enwere through life for it easier. You got to go now. We like to travel. Somebody ya go see akwụkwọ na Anebai, je Lagos, ga Abuja ka oje nweta ọrụ ga Calabar ka ọ ga nweta ọrụ. The reason bụ na ọnwa ọrụ dị na mgbadaba anyị, not that we like to travel. The reason why Oji were ka Bongolians are like to travel to obodo ndị ọzọ bụ na they are not comfortable n'ebe fa nọ. Even their politicians equally like to travel. Even they go to medical tourism. It is okay. It is cool with them. Not that we like to travel. But obodo anyị adịrọ mma. Anyị na-achọzi ebe dị anyị mma. Let's continue to listen to him. Obuna Bongo dị mma. We can't prefer to travel out instead of remaining in our land. Because Ghana, oge Ghana jọrọ njọ, ọ dị ka Ghanaians are likely to travel. Ha nọ n'obodo Bongo na-ere bons. Emechaa kpọọ ha Ghana must go until Ghana dị mma. Ndị a na-ebugharị bons mgbe ha returned to their country. Ọ bụ na Bongo adịgo mma taa, one, ndị Igbo, ọ bụ na Igbo adịgo mma, nwee federal presence, everything na-aga, ọla anyị enwetago Biafra now, Igbos will return back to their home country. Ọ bụrụkwa na Bongo adịgo nnọọ mma now, everything adị mma, Bongorians is going to return home. So the reason oji were ka ya na ile travel bụ na obodo adịghị mma, obodo na-agbaghala. Continue to listen.
Like to move, and they are moving in numbers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, two major situations are making Nigeria look scary to the rest of Africa, especially the neighboring West African countries. And I said two major things. But first, let's put aside the lack of stable electricity and inflation for now.
He is now hitting the point. For the reason why I need abroad. He goes so like go trouble. He will use your nepa use. He might use nepa akwụ ụgwọ nepa. Mana ọdụ obodo dị antu a. Inflection dị normal. N'obodo niile. Continue to listen.
Those are regular problems everywhere that every country in Africa has to deal with. However, the two worrisome situations brewing in Nigeria, which threatens the sovereignty of other African countries, has to do with the religious extremism and poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to again...
This religious, recently, I am for Onyugu, about na challenge Tunumbu. We are saying, Onya Ola Kuri Hobana, Banyana Onya Mafa, Kuri Hojo, Nonya Neja Wapia, Debiano so. Or we are president. You gotta go, oh, Blishi, Negent.
Hold back on the insults for now, and also put down your bias glasses and hear me out for a minute before you come in. Are you aware of the number of Islamist jihadist groups operational in Nigeria as of 2025?
Our leaders, they are aware, but they are pretending not to see it. They are all aware, but they preferred Naonya Nkefa, Jano Nime, more than hearing this truth. How they are aware, they prefer Nage Jidema Azeba, Bunarafiano Bodobongo, more than the danger you saw as a Ghanaian. They are normal, they are comfortable with it. Continue to listen.
Let me give you the list, ladies and gentlemen. It started in the year 2000 with Boko Haram, whose aim is to establish an Islamic state in Nigeria. Then the first splinter group from Boko Haram, called Ansaru, was formed in 2012. After Ansaru came the next splinter group called Islamic State West Africa Province, aka ISWAP, which started in 2016. Darussalam also came in from the Niger Delta.
4.
And then the multiple Fulani militant groups came in.
5.
Just when we thought these groups were too many to handle for one country, then we hear of a group originally from Mali and also operational in Niger moving in to Nigeria. They are called Lakurawa.
Okay.
The situation appears to get worse by the days, from one bad jihadist group to a worse group. Ladies and gentlemen, is Nigeria becoming or already become the main breeding ground for all terrorist groups in Africa?
Main breeding ground. Eba na ano. May ha assemble before Popisiafa nobody ndi ozo. And they are here as a Ghanaian is worried. And us, we are not. Our politicians, they are not worried. Continue to listen.
Africa? What's going on here? When other countries are thinking of ways to create conducive environment to entice foreign investment, Nigeria is rather enticing terror.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. What conditions are making the northern part of Nigeria so enticing to these groups in the first place? Because this is where almost all of them are situated. Every day I read the news in Nigeria, I get terrified. Every time. Because there's...
As a Ghanaian, mbo no ogoro news is no obodo bonga but oja abeyaru. Mana Bongorians are no ma. You gotta go. Bongorians are not afraid. You gotta go. But Bongorians are blaming God. Oh, where is your God? Oh, where is your Jesus? Bongorians are blaming Christ. You gotta go. They don't want to ask question of why are they where they are? Why is it? That is why if a general manager, why what is happening is happening. No, they are blaming Jesus. Oh, you don't know what this Jesus have done to us. Oh, look. Oh, Jesus in the terrorists here. They again.
The spillover of these groups will directly enter all the nearby countries. These are countries in West Africa. This may include the sprinter groups moving to other countries or the citizens of Nigeria abandoning their own homeland for another. Ladies and gentlemen,
it is happening already. They are abandoning their homeland for another. Irole Hamufu na Aboso, Southern Kaduna na Aboso, Benue State na Aboso, even na Bini also name, everywhere na Bende Yoruba also name, Hana Arapuru indigenous population na Arapu Befa for the foreigners wherever that to occupy. And yet we are comfortable. Our leaders are comfortable. Our politicians are comfortable. If we continue.
Gentlemen, this is a serious issue that needs immediate continental concern. Nigeria is a friend of Ghana. Nigeria is a part of ECOWAS. When they are moving into your country, we cannot turn them away. But when a million moves in at one time, what then becomes the fate of the host nation's security, sovereignty, and economy? And this can happen on any given day, ladies and gentlemen. And what actually terrifies me is this. I don't see any real political actions or steps taken by the leadership of the country.
They cannot take the step. Rather, they will prefer Namazin Nan the canon on email. You got to go down. And they are not very big mother and Abagari. They cannot take the step. They will prefer Namazeba in Kejina, Finland. They had the repetition against. Nebunaria Bongo. You got to go down. They will prefer it that way. Rap that side in Aga. They know, they understand.
To deal with the situation. You don't hear of the presidency talk about strategies. You don't hear of governors talk plans and senators the same. Where are the marches, ladies and gentlemen, and the demonstrations on the streets to force the hand of the government to face it head on? Where are they? It's like the fate of the people in this country is in individuals' hands. Those with the resources may hire armed officers for their personal security. And those who don't have to live carefully and away from certain hotspots.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, is this the best Nigeria can do in their own country?
Okay.
Day in, day out, all we hear is kidnapping, robbery on buses and even on trains, village killings and so on. Is this ever going to change in Nigeria in the nearest possible time? Nigeria currently ranks 10 on every type of crime list in the world.
Okay.
Talk about cybercrime, organized crime, financial crimes, and extremism. You will find them on the top 10 list of all of them. What type of society?
You nwere ike man like ihe onye a na-ekwu as a typical Bongolian ịpụta na narapụ onye ha about Ghanaians irue na nga na abroad na ụmụ Asia niile efuro ya bụ inweta their visa ede ya employment prohibited. Ndị be anyị nọ dị ya ka ife a na-arụ ha nye gị tourist visa ede ya employment prohibited. Ndị be anyị nọ dị ya ka ife a na-arụ werezie ya gbakọ and ndị be anyị nọ na nga karịa. So bife pụta ndị Ghana nọkwa ebe a nọ ebe a ọ sị ya gị na ha nọ ya mana anyị na-anọ na top 10. Continue to listen.
Are you building? On the criminality index on OCindex.net, you are 6th out of 193 countries, 2nd out of African countries, and number 1 in West Africa. You are ranked 19th among the least peaceful countries in the world, and nothing shows it bothers you, especially they that hold power in the country. Omanaja, what's up? When you finally get the chance to vote for a president who may bring a difference to the country, you reject it.
Powers that be reject it there. We are like people that is in cage. We know they reject and we see it. But we are helpless. We can't help ourselves. Even when we try to do INEC, Bongolians, INEC, that is the truth. Continue to listen.
You vote the same type of leadership in every election and the problems continues. Why won't you try change? Why can't the people try what Ghana did? You come out in your numbers. You create your own coalition centers. You protect the ballot boxes at all costs and ensure...
They can't. You gotta go. They can't. Yoruba buta, Igbo anakbuo. Igbo buta, Yoruba anakbuo. Hausa buta, Igbo anakbuo. Hausa buta, Yoruba anakbuo. So I am a listen.
Ensure a free and fair elections for once in your lifetime. Because if you as a regular Nigerian don't like what's going on in your home country, you have to do something about it, ladies and gentlemen. That cannot be done by anyone else but yourselves, unless it benefits you. What's the ultimate goal here? When you have chosen democracy as your system of governance and it's only making life a living hell for the majority of the people. What is the plan, ladies and gentlemen? This is disturbing. Now, on to the second situation that is of equal concern as the first. This is about the level of poverty in Nigeria. You have more than 40% of your total population living below the global poverty line of $2.15 per day. That's more than 100 million people, ladies and gentlemen. That's a national security crisis. They don't know. 100 million.
They don't know. If the only thing that matters to them, especially in this side of the vote against Nnamdi Kanu Yanrodia. Pass a vote to Kebuna Mazepa Bongo. Haburia tia nime. Yeah, the only thing Hana Habako. Gene Onyago would sit to Zubia by the side. That is their way. Listen.
People who don't spend up to 3,300 naira in a day is problematic for the state's economy and for the people themselves. And here's how. The 3,300 naira per day will include your transport fare in and out to work if you have one, or to school, your breakfast, your lunch, your supper for one person. And so when that's not possible for more than 100 million people, then there isn't much these 100 million people are doing to contribute to the economy of the local state. People must work, produce, buy, pay taxes, and all of that, which runs the local economy.
Okay.
And that explains why countries whose citizens spend more do better than countries which citizens spends less. This is economic fact. Economic activities thrives off of demand and supply, buying and selling. And so, when purchasing power drops, supply power is affected. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to that is the low rate.
My business now, almost all business no but go now na bada. Almost all fanchanina. You gotta go. Again.
Rate at which Nigeria's economy is growing, with the kind of population you have and expected to have in the next 10 years, your economy cannot survive on a single-digit economic growth in a fiscal year. Currently, Nigeria, your country is growing on an average rate of 3.4%. 3.4%. That's super slow for your size. You need to move that thing to more than 10% per annum and sustain it over a decade to meet the surge ahead. Your country's population is projected to hit 290 million in the next 10 years. And that's adding at least 50 million more people to what you have now. So the pace you are running will have to change immediately. From 2020 to 2023, the average unemployment rate was over 39% of the capable workforce until last year, when the new administration by Tinubu had to revise the method for calculating to reduce it to now 5.3%. Whether that is accurate or not, the reality of the people hasn't changed, and that's a huge problem. Ghana and every other country for that matter have our own problems to deal with. But at least not with the numbers Nigeria comes with. Okay. The very fact that these two situations I've just described has a direct impact on all neighboring countries is what has triggered me to do this video. Okay. Because the rise and success of Nigeria is in the interest of all African countries. Okay. In the same way, the fall and demise of Nigeria is detrimental to all African countries, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, whether it offends your pride as a successful Nigerian who doesn't like your country being talked about in a negative light or not, that's not only up to them or you to determine what others may say, because once there is a problem in your country, everyone will feel the impact. Just like it said, when Nigeria sneezes, every African country catches cold. Folks, I want to read your opinion on this matter without insult. So let's hear from you.
I don't think, thank you, my brother. I don't think it is possible for them to say something without insult. But what you said is the truth. And our political class, they know. The citizens are helpless. I know that we don't know. But there is nothing we can do. Make we just look at. Thank you. Anyway, Mezio, you understand now. Here's a show. He say.